Magazine Monday. Magazine Monday. It's Magazine Monday. What are we reading today? Blah, blah, blah. Have some DC locomotives on the diorama. This is DCC. DC. Nice little Christmas present there. Oh, look at this. What is that? Railroads rock. A little bit of a little toot. A little bit of a whistle. A little bit of a blow your horn. What? Anyways, getting to it. Magazine Monday. Let's go. Organizing the garage. Cleaning it out. Always cleaning it. It's a little bit of a Tuesday tip. Look at that DD40AX for sale on eBay. This looks really cool. Ooh, look at that truck. Jeep. Really cool stuff. Mobilizing and franchising. This weekend was really concerned about just getting all the clutter squared away. We have gym buddies here. I don't know if you guys know this, but gym buddies, if you go to the gym, towels with magnets embedded in them. All the fun stuff. Magazine Monday. Magazine Monday. Here we go. Got 2 magazines out from back in the 90s, going old school. Everybody's like, old school? Yeah, 90s. February 95, the Arizona Highway. Look at this. A year later, it was BNSF, but they don't even have ditch lights. That looks like a GP60. Curious. There's a Dash 9 back there, and you bet in the back you can see the bigger radiator fans. The Dash 8s had thinner ones. They were a little bit more slender. Kind of like an amalgamation of a U-boat. And auto racks. Totes faves. I was talking with Zeke about that the other day. Zeke! And then we have Model Railroader, March 99. Let's get into it. Here we go. It is the fall season. Look at this. The wind is blowing. Got the old seat out there. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. SW1 from Walthers. At the time, that would have been a Proto 2000. But now Walthers makes them. But this, Pinnacle. Got what looks to be a Jeep 9 or no, a Jeep 7. Jeep 7 because of the Black Widow paint scheme. Here we go. SD60s. Atlas. We've been around for 50 years, so buy our SD60. I love these models. These changed the game in the N-scale market, that with Kato-9s, but the SD60s, the SD70s, great locomotives. Well, Atlas didn't do the 70s. I think those were Kato, but great units, solid units. Used to have 2 of them. All right, let's get into the glossary. What are we doing here? Yeah, scenery. Love it. Look at that. You got a little Plymouth locomotive. Look at that. Got some ore being dumped into those, ready to be poured into the crucible. What is that? That looks like an SW2. Or sorry, S2. Alco S2. Possibly. Can't really see it that well. Ooh, look at that. That looks like an N-scale something or other. SW1200. SW7, something like that. Let's see. There we go. N-scale modules page, 80. So when we get to page 80, we're dealing with models of the modules. Athern. Athern, buy our stuff. Buy our stuff. Athern, buy our stuff. We got a picture of the prototype behind here, and then we lined a bunch of stuff up. Look at that. Old Jeep 9, you can see. Metal stanchions. Miss those things. Or grab irons, however you want to say it. SW7. Conrail trailer. Nice. Conrail cabus. Wide vision. Look at that. Nice little Conrail flat car with the ribbing on the side. Or side bars. Those actually gave the car weight. If you look at them, those are made out of metal. Dun, 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 dun. Ah! Metal. Whoa. And then we have this nice little 50-foot something or other. Not a plug door, because it slides. Well, plug doors slide too. And then that's cool. Got a nice little 86-foot auto parts car. For the most part, auto parts. Catch them while you can. Look at that. 8125. I had that unit. So cool. Dersh 9. Still marketing the U-boats, too. Non-prototypical as far as how wide the body was on those. The walkways were a little bit smaller, but at least they painted the handrails. Gray. Looks good. Such a cool model. That and some Details West detail parts, you're winning. And then a bunch of old Southern Pacific. What is that? 50 foot? 40 foot. 40 foot. 50 foot. That's 50 foot, 40 foot. Look at this. You even have some SP in the background. Got this nice little Baldwin locomotive, some tank cars. Yeah. Rad. Boop. Go for it, Walthers. Go for it, buddy. Look at these structures. Covered bridge. Straight out of Sleepy Hollow. Horses and everything. Which reminds me, there's a movie called Lady and the Tramp from Disney where it looks very much like this in the animation. In the future, we will all have our layouts on a computer. Oh, look, it's me. Timmy D. That's the board we're reading Magazine Monday on. If you're in San Diego, come see me do. I have a couple of acoustic shows. You can look it up on gigtown.com, see where I'm playing next. Fun stuff. Because I like rock and roll. Because railroads rock. And railroads and rock and roll is where it's at. Somebody's asking me, why railroads and rock and roll? And I was just like, well, because first of all, railroads rock. That's the podcast or showcast. And music in itself is the great communicator. But I'll tell you what's another great communicator is things that are done model railroad style. Miniatures, as they say. Ooh, an HO working bascule bridge provides neat animation. So cool. Look at that. And then it's there. It goes from that to that. It goes from that to that to that. With a motor in the old housing compartment. Lifts it up. Like a tortoise switch. Product reviews. Look at this. You have tree and foliage materials. So you can make trees that look amazing. Tell you what, it's just taking the time and treating the tree like it's an actual, like you're trying to replicate the tree. Bob Kerner from Typhoon Lagoon could talk your ear off about all the amazing different types of foliage, especially of Southern California. The guy's a specialist. Look him up, DM him, and say, hey, Bob, Timmy said, I want to talk to you. Look at this. It's a coupe. 2 doors and some little small door for our hats. Love it. Keep going. Shark nose. Love these RF-16s. Zootalo. Such a cool looking unit. Had that reverse slope nose. Where is the... There's got to be a prototype photo here. Ah, there is. Look at that. Boom shakalaka. Such a cool looking unit. I mean, it really does look like a shark, minus the fin on the top. And the blood trickling down out of its jaws while the cuttlefish stick to it and steal all of its dregs. Everybody, we have a catalog connection. Take a look at all of our stuffs. Buy our stuffs. Bachmann G-scale large trains. Ooh, the universe is reaching out. G-scale, so much fun. All the stuff. Everybody needs a step stool. A porter step stool for the layout. When you need that extra 8 inches. You know what I mean? I think that's cool, though. And put the symbol of the railroad you like on the side. I think I just found Evan's Christmas present. Do one of those in Conrail. Shit, I think that's what I'm getting Evan for Christmas. Nice. Check out the Railroads Rock show. Podcast every Wednesday. Showcast. Running Diesel's long hood forward. Got to give him the girth. Norfolk Southern did that for a while. I don't know if they do it anymore, but they did. Brass. Got the brass trains. Look at this. Cabas. SD40-2. Unpainted, undecorated Norfolk Southern. C40-9W. I remember there was a guy that used to run down at the La Mesa Club that had 2 H1-9s in Overland. And I remember being like, wow. Wow, that's so neat. This is a really cool looking model, actually. L and N. We sealed up the sides and we dumped coal in it and then drag it out the side with shovels. This is a really good looking engine. Nice little F unit. What is that, an F3? Where does it say? Stewart Thayer's H.O. Louis in Nashville. F3's detailed Stewart models. Oh, man, Stewart models. Actually, have one of those, surprisingly. Not the L&N, but the Stewart models. Very intriguing to me, their drive system. Very intriguing. Let's keep going. Buy stuff, lots of stuff. Lehigh Valley, buy stuff, more stuff to buy. Model railroads and accessories, Sunday. All right, what is this? Ooh, O-scale. Flyer Pacific. 462. My parents' phone number starts with 462. That's so crazy. But not really. Just a coincidence. Look at this F unit. That's an FT. Hang on, let's look. No. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, FT. Boom. Another Stewart. And you guys are really going for it, aren't you? You can tell they had this like power box on the top. And then even then you see it's not fans, it's like exhaust ports. Kind of like the one when they did the Beggar's Canyon run in Star Wars. Or should I say the trench run in Star Wars. Spinlaw. This guy's got a rad layout. Oh, he's got a truck. Just like that truck. Hang on. The truck over there on the diorama. Little truck kit. We got orchards. Ladder. We got orchards. Not with the ladder. Look at that. So cool. Gotta love it. We got a nice little AC. Is that an AC-12? What is that? It would have a rounded front, though, I would think. No, that's right. I don't know. If anybody wants to comment and let me know, you could laugh at me. You don't know what you're talking about, Timmy. Look at this coming down from... Let's see where this layout's based out of. Oh, there we go. San Pedro. When I worked on Pirates of the Caribbean 3, we shot a lot of stuff right here out of Redondo Harbor. And then we'd go out to the point, and we shot on the Black Pearl right there. And then we did a lot of stuff out of San Pedro with open water shots with the longboats. Close-in stuff. So cool. I'll tell you that story another time. And there we go. We start in downtown Los Angeles. Coming out right into the bullpen. And then we go north to Burbank. I used to live right here. 10 years I lived right there in North Hollywood, right off of Pass Avenue. And then down the long San Fernando Road. This is just it's like a rifle. It's just such a straight line all the way down the valley until it gets up in here. Look at this, Santa Clarita. And then we go over to Fillmore, which for a while you could actually ride rail bikes there. But then they decided to go out of business. Or I mean, not operate anymore. Look at that. Got an SW2 right there. I keep saying SW. S2. Alco, American Locomotive Company. For all you naysayers out there, what is this? This looks like a 282 SP. But I love how he's replicating the bridges from Fillmore. I mean, there would be two right there. You could see it in this photo. Right there. Still there in Fillmore. Looks like this was taken in April when all the grass is green. Love this shot of a Union Pacific. That's like, what, an S12? SW12? I think. Got the tower there. Much like Hobart Tower. Is Hobart Tower still there? I used to drive this freeway so much. That is the 5 freeway. My goodness. Ooh, SW1500s. I love those locomotives. Locomotives of the yesteryear that still are on the railroad somewhere. A nice little Baldwin there. GS4 in daylight. Look at this. This is going that yard. Now you'd have the Metrolink shops. All this has disappeared. And now there's all these hip places right there. We got the Rat Hole. That sounds like a bar that I would not go to. A dive bar. Hi, man. We don't take kindly to your types around here. Nice. Bench work. All right, let's back out here. Let's take a look. Oh, my goodness. Pause for station identification. Vroom. At Reed's Hobby Shop this Christmas, you can get a nice little stainless steel cup with the logo on it. Or can opener. That's the size of a credit card. Or a can opener on a keychain. Or t-shirts. This is one of the last of its kind. We have new ones that are in and way more new ones. We're going to pull some stuff from the Printful page. So if you subscribe or go over to our merch page, we're going to have a couple of those at Reed's Hobby Shop. So if you're in La Mesa in San Diego, or if you are visiting San Diego, head on out to La Mesa, visit Reed's Hobby, and buy some stuff. All right, let's go. Look at that. That's a beautiful picture. Conrail. Evan, you'd be happy. Engineer Evan. Loves the old Conrail. That Conrail blue. One track. N scale. Hence the capital N. But we just do one track instead of three. See, they connect together like Legos. Or Legos. I don't know how you pronounce it. God, such cool looking pictures. Man, I'm not a Mac, I'm a Peterbilt. Actually, that looks like an International. My bad. I actually have a truck like that in N scale. I don't know where it is. Whew. I love the East Coast in the late fall when all the trees are all the leaves are off the trees and they just look like giant sticks. You could break them into pieces and yet they still stand. Winners of the Model Railroaders 22nd Annual Photo Contest. This is a great picture. Look at that, man. They even added a little bit of pizzazz. Remember, this is 1999. So doing this kind of stuff, you actually had to develop your photos. And then once you develop them, then maybe there was a way to put them into a computer program to enhance them, but most of the time, no. A lot of people forget that. It's so easy to just take video on your phone, such as now. Look at this. And all of a sudden, Yahtzee, you already have a photo. And then there's all these apps to do things with it. But at the time, the amount of work that just went into these was just ridiculous. Ooh, look at that. Got Santa Fe, what is that? 601. That had to have been an Athearn unit. Athearn put out, I remember their first run was 601, 611, and 690. But this is hyper detailed. Let's see, what do we got here? It says, to make this dramatic shot, blah, 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 HO locomotive with N-scale cars. Oh, that's genius. So you get the depth, but you still get in focus. Makes it look bigger. That's rad. Target signal. Stop, it's red. This is beautiful. Up in the Colorado mountain range. Look at this one, a sunset. What is that, like a Tom Thumb? Hang on, that says 4th place. Is this 4th place? Hang on, what is this? This looks like a Shea with some sort of thingamabob. And then it looks like, holy moly, it's modeling April of 1829. It's supposed to be in England. The Rocket. They called it the Rocket. I could have sworn the first one in the U.S. was the Tom Thumb. But what do I know? All right. Coming up on 20 minutes here. So you got all this stuff, this stuff, this stuff. We'll get to this stuff. We'll get to more stuff. Model of the month. Man, she's a beaut. Where do you put the bustle? Company houses. Ooh. So cool. All right, let's see if they have it. Let's go. Let's go. DCC. Hang on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it, man? Where is it, man? There it is. Along the Line looks back. I love Along the Line. I miss it. I don't know if they still have it. I highly doubt it. Look at that hand-laid track. My God. That is something else. Whit Towers found a copy of Model Railroader on a streetcar in 1938 and has been modeling ever since. He began building the HO scale Alurus and Lone Pine Railroad in 1957. The ALP was designed from the start for operation as a point-to-point railroad. He chose Baker couplers, even though they weren't realistic, because at the time they were the most reliable. The same reason John Allen used them. Whit wasn't interested solely in the moving of his trains realistically from one place to another. He wanted to move them through realistic scenery. The A and LP was fully scenic. In the days before ground foam, latex rock molds, yet the picture shows Whit beautifully capturing the look of California's gold country in the 1950s. Whit also served, hang on, I lost my spot, the hobby as president of the National Model Railroad Association. Well done, Whit. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Remember, go to Reed's Hobby this Christmas season. Pick up this, T-shirts, beanies, trucker caps, all the other fun stuff. Magazine Monday, Magazine Monday, Magazine Monday. What are you reading today? And just remember, your most important signal is going to be your next one. Rock and roll.